What's up, Canucks Army? It's Chris Faber here reporting live from the Scotia Barn out in Burnaby, where the Vancouver Canucks are continuing their summer skates, and we did have some interesting names show up on the ice today. Let's start with Tanner Pearson, who joined the team for his first summer skate, and this was a big, full summer skate for the Vancouver Canucks. We saw 16 players on the ice, as well as 4 goaltenders. Some of the interesting names to mention: Brady Keeper back on the ice for the summer skates. You also had Tucker Poolman, who is recovering off of some concussion symptoms from last season that limited his play, but he was back on the ice today, making his return to the Vancouver Canucks, and it was great to see him back on the ice because there's a lot of questions wondering about what Poolman is going to end up doing this season and if he's going to be healthy. We had a little bit of an answer there today as we saw Poolman back on the ice for the Vancouver Canucks, and it's definitely a story that we're going to be following heading into training camp. We're also just 1 week away now from the Young Stars tournament out in Penticton. We had a good amount of players that we should be seeing on the ice at the Young Stars tournament that were out there for the summer skate today. A couple names to mention: Max Nemestikov. We also saw Tristan Nielsen, as well as Quinn Schmiemann, and some of those other players should be joining the Vancouver Canucks out at the Young Stars tournament. This is going to be a place where you can also see guys like Linus Karlsson, Danila Klimovich, and some other young stars of the Vancouver Canucks. That tournament gets going next week out in Penticton, and we will definitely have all the latest as I'll be out there in Penticton covering the tournament. Finally, the goalie folks, you guys are going to love this. We got a new mask for Spencer Martin. A lot of people were a fan or kind of hated that he had a chrome mask last season, and now he is moving up to the NHL. We expect him to be Thatcher Demco's backup for this season, and he has moved into a new mask. Here are some of those pictures that we took today to showcase the new mask for Spencer Martin, and David Quadrelli should have a full write-up on Canucks Army to let you know more information about the mask that we saw Martin sporting. Quickly, we'll get to a nice little clip here. We always like to include some of the stuff that we saw here on the skate. Here's a little clip of Vasily Podkolzin and Niels Höglander's, the buddies, who when I mentioned Podkolzin's name yesterday to Niels Höglander, you could see him light up and be so happy to be back on the ice with his pal Podkolzin. They went in on a 2-on-1 here, but Thatcher Demco with the big right pad save. So though we are still just in the early parts of September and wrapping up the summer, we do have some Canucks highlights, and it's a lot of what we saw last year with big saves from Thatcher Demco. So that wraps it up for me out here at the Scotia Barn. We got another week of practice next week as they head to Penticton for the Young Stars. We'll be keeping you up to date live here from the Scotia Barn, also known as 8 Rinks, out here in Burnaby. My name is Chris Faber, and this has been a day at the rink for Canucks Army.